Take 3, let's go. This is definitely take 3, this is not take 5. Okay. So, this is my Iron God run of The End is Nigh. This is not a legitimate Iron God run. I did not do the entire game Deathless, but the game thinks that I did, and that is all that counts. Basically, what ended up happening was Eenox decided, hey, I like this game because I'm Satan. I'm going to beat the whole thing without dying. And Mr. Game Devs said, hey, if anyone does that, we're gonna add an achievement for it. And Mr. Eenox has no consideration for me and does not care about my feelings and the fact that I had every achievement on this game and wish to at some point have 100% Steam completion. So that was bad. Basically, instead of doing this game completely deathless, I decided, hey, I don't like this game, and although I could dedicate a long, long time and all of the sanity that I don't have left to trying to complete this game deathless, I'm just going to not do that. So instead, I got the save files for the game and saved them onto my desktop, and then I saved a shortcut of the save files onto my desktop. And every time I completed a chapter, I would copy the new save file onto my desktop, and anytime I died, I would just Alt F4, delete the ones that were in the game files, and paste in the ones that were on my desktop back into the game. Blah blah, save scumming, whatever, you can say that I'm bad at video games, that's fine because I am. I'm okay with that because I didn't have to do The End is Nigh Deathless. Anyway, this is not exactly an achievement I'm proud of. In fact, I'm more proud of doing Dead God, even though this was actually far harder than Dead God, as I didn't cheat for that, so hey, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to basically just be going over my strategies for different sections, which I don't really have a lot of strategy until the much later sections because it didn't get hard until much later. Other than that, like, my general experience with this game, which, if you know me, I don't particularly like this game. It's not on my top 5, gotta say. Sorry. But, yeah. I'm just gonna be talking for like an hour. And that's good. And I've learned from doing my Hollow Knight All Rating Bosses video that I can say I can do this in a few takes, but I'm just going to do it in one anyway. So, I'm just gonna be talking. There's not a whole lot to say until, like, pretty deep into this. Everything was really easy until much later. And I say really easy. When I started doing the the Iron God achievement for trying to do everything deathless, I hadn't played this in over a year. I think like a year and a half, something like that. Like, I uninstalled the game as soon as I got the last achievement on it, and I literally did that on video. And I uninstalled it on video again once I got this achievement, so hey. I was talking about something. I don't remember what I was talking about. But yeah, my experience with this game. Didn't like the soundtrack at all, didn't like the slow-paced of it all, didn't like the collectibles and how there were like a billion of them, didn't like how you had to find every collectible in a random ass location, didn't like how much backtracking there was to find all the collectibles, didn't like how you could not go to individual levels even though you had to go back to them all the time, didn't like that the locations of the Megatumors were all secret, and hey, it's a puzzle to find them, except you can't just go to every level, so you have to thoroughly investigate everything and jump into pits and die as much as possible on every single level until you get lucky and just happen across the place that the Megatumor is sitting at. Didn't particularly like anything about that. Anyway, yeah. That was nice. I had started playing this game, and I'm talking about, like, when I originally started playing this game. I had started playing it, like, pretty soon after finishing, Super Meat Boy, I think. Or no, I don't think I had finished Super Meat Boy then. I think I had, like, been playing a lot of Super Meat Boy and decided I'm gonna start working on this now before I finish all of the Deathless achievements in Super Meat Boy. And, yeah, I was incredibly used to that game. It's like, hey, another Edmund McMillen game, the end is nigh. Well, I like Super Meat Boy, I like Binding of Isaac. I didn't know what it was because it didn't exist yet, but hey, I also like Four Souls. That's a card game, not a platformer. Maybe, just maybe, I'll like this. Eenox seems to be excited by it. Or not taking his advice anymore. Yeah, water levels, that's good. Again, I was talking about something, and I don't remember what it was. This song's okay. Anyway. I don't really have a lot to talk about until later on. I've seen Eenox do a lot of speedruns of this game. He hasn't done it recently, but hey. The dude is a madman, and easily the best player of this game that exists at the moment. He has the world record in most things. I think he brought down the record by like 4 minutes or something like that, from what it previously was. Anyway, yeah, I don't really have anything to talk about until much later. I didn't have any strategies, I just tried not to die. I think the strategies really came into play once I got to the future. I don't know. Oh yeah, another thing with like the music for this game and me not liking it. I think I did something there to manipulate timing. Whatever. I don't get the music for this game at all. Like, a lot of it's like really cheerful, and it's an apocalyptic setting and looks as gross as possible by design. I will never understand that. It's like the game doesn't know what mood it's trying to put you on. It's like, hey, you're having a great time in the apocalypse. Anyway, just like the slow-paced nature of this game was pretty much enough to put me off of it like right away. Right here you can see me doing the ledge jump all the way over there. It's consistent. And also ledge jumps give you a lot more speed than regular jumps. That's nice. Oh yeah, this right here is actually a thing that like nobody's going to notice except for me because I've played this game before, and hey, there's so many places that are like, it looks like you can do a ledge jump there, and some are just like pixels off where you want to do a ledge jump because it looks like you can do that, and you just can't. You have to do a normal jump, and that's so dumb by design because like yeah, you're going to die there, but it wasn't your fault. It was the game saying, haha, screw you, you haven't done this jump and died to it yet, so now you have to do it and die to it. It's just like little things like that. And also it's just like, even as like a speed game, like, I know Eenox is great at this, and like, good for him. But like, I can't understand getting behind this because there's so little to it. It's like, there's a massive skill element, but at the same time there's no like, there's not a lot of mechanics. And that's what I really, really like in games. Like, the more mechanics a game has, and speed games in particular, the more they have, the better it is. Like, the more I like it. So, like, even just the fact that this game doesn't have any major glitches to it, which, like, yeah, the game would be bad if it had glitches, because that's not a thing that games are supposed to have. Like, even the fact that it doesn't have that element is just a thing that I don't like. And that's not any fault of the game designer. It's just like, I don't know, there's so many things that just stack up. I think it was this that no, never mind. There was one section that I had like no trouble with. Eenox said was really hard. I can't remember which one. That strat right there is the most sketchy thing that exists. It's like terrifying every single time you do. That jump is stupid. And just doesn't work sometimes for reasons. This section's a little annoying, but not too bad. So yeah. I'm tired. Okay. Poison gas kills you if you stay in it too long. But, like, look at that tumor on the left. Like, literally, you get it by falling down that little hole over there on the bottom left and just doing the screen again, because that's how you make collectibles. Just do every screen twice. Oh yeah, I had strategies for this section. So like, I did a wall jump there pretty much immediately, and that just kind of works. That, I don't remember what the other screens look like, but that's a skip to skip like 2 screens, I think. I've done that pretty much since I started the game. I think that's how I first completed that screen even. I got a lot of my strategies from watching Eenox speedrun this. Not all of them. I got a little bit from watching him, like, do his Deathless video. But I actually didn't even watch his Deathless video at all until Blight, I think. I think it was Blight. You can actually make that while it's going over to the right, but it's really hard. You have to do a coyote jump, which is like walking off a platform and then jumping off of nothing. It's a mechanic that a lot of games have. It's just like, the basic idea of that is like, you're never going to feel cheated out of like getting your jump off. Because like, some games you have to be on a platform a certain amount in order to jump off of it. But like, a lot of the better platformers. I forgot I did that. A lot of the better platformers, and I died on the screen a lot. They have the coyote jump just so it's like, if you missed your jump, like if you jumped off of a block too late and just your jump didn't happen, then you had to have jumped off of it seriously late, and you know for a fact that that was your fault. And that's like rule number one of game design. If the player feels like something wasn't their fault, like if they died and they don't feel like they were the reason that they died, that's a problem. It doesn't matter whether they were the reason they died or not. They have to feel like they were the reason every single time. And like, I don't know. There weren't a lot of spots where I felt like it wasn't my fault in this game, but there were a few. And that really sucks. Like, I would love to love this game, but I just can't. It's nothing like... It's not one specific thing, it's just so many things. And even this achievement is another thing put on top of it. Like, you are putting this achievement out to like 0.01% of all people who play this game, and that's not okay. Like, if you have achievements in your game, they can be hard, but you need to recognize if they deserve to exist or not. Like, take Undertale for example, like, yeah, you can no-hit all the bosses, that's a thing you can do, and yeah, that's hard. And if you do it, great, that's good for you, I'm so amazing, don't even tell me, I know I'm a god, whatever. Like, Undertale should not have achievements, and it doesn't. And I love that. Like, it can. You can give the player an achievement every time they make it to a certain point in a game, or do this amazing task in a game. But you don't have to. You don't always need to do that. And this game does that. It has progression achievements, which you should never have. Achievements where just making it to a certain point in the game, that's an achievement, and it's stupid. I hate it. Because you're not doing anything. Like, of course you're going to get to the end if you want to get to the end. Whatever. I'm okay with, like, achievements you get at the very end of a game, like, complete the game. Yeah, sure, that's fine. I completed the game. I'm amazing. I'm going to show everybody. Like, hey, guys, look. I made it to Anguish. Which part's that? I don't remember, but I made it there. Like, good for you, pal. Anyway. We're still not really at a point where I had a lot of strats. Like, I had a lot of strats for, what was the section before this? I don't remember. It was like the machine section with all of the cannons and stuff, not the section that's literally called machine. My head hurts. I took a Tylenol before doing this. I just kind of had a headache all day, and it's really, really hot outside. I don't like hot. I didn't get my ledge jump off right there. Weird. Also, this is a strat that I did that you should not do if you're doing Deathless. Also, don't do Deathless. Yeah, just one cycle that. Easy. I made that like most of the time, that was just like, I don't know, there were a few strats that I did in this that were just for time's sake, like if if I was actually doing this, then of course I wouldn't do it. You can, like, go up these things and then swerve off and then actually make it to the top of those blocks, but I have no idea how you do that. That is so hard. I had, like, several other strats for this that I found way more consistent. Also, Eenox never does this. You can just go all the way up there in one bound. I don't know why he doesn't. I'm talking about Eenox a lot. Subscribe Eenox and delete Minecrafter. Anyway. Still tired. I had more strats for this than those things. Also, now that I'm remembering it, I'm pretty sure the game autosaves, like, depending on what level you're in. It's like you don't have to complete a chapter. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I actually know that that's a thing. Never mind. So yeah, technically you can just do single levels Deathless and then copy the save files over, but I did this. I at least wanted it to be somewhat hard, I guess. Also, I wanted to make a video out of it, so hey. What have I been talking about this whole time? I don't think I've even been discussing, like, half the strats that I use, because, again, they're, like, warned to me. I literally have no recollection of anything I just said. Okay. Mr. Speedrunner's man doesn't get this key down here, but it's easier. Totally didn't die to this screen multiple times. That's not a thing that happens. That would be the worst thing ever if it did. I am very bored. I was really considering using the Super Meat Boy soundtrack for this. Like I almost did, instead of the Nigh soundtrack. Because again, like, I don't like this music, and it doesn't fit the game in the slightest. Which I get it, like, that's kind of the point, but that doesn't make it valid. Like, you can make a terrible movie, or a terrible game getting over it, and it's supposed to be terrible. And congratulations, it's terrible. Anyway. I need more topics. I need like a random topic generator. That'd be great. Hey, Eenox, this screen, one cycle, do thing, easy. Very easy, in fact. I thought the thing just froze, and it in fact did not freeze. That was me, I think, muting Discord? No. That jump right there that you saw on the very far left of that thing, that is AIDS. That is such AIDS. That is the most inconsistent anything. I had a consistent place that I jumped onto the conveyor belt, a consistent place that I jumped off of the conveyor belt. I jumped at a very specific distance off of the conveyor belt, and that was never consistent where the bullets lined up, and it sucks so much. Eenox, I don't know what is wrong with you and why you would put up with that doing a Deathless run. It's so dumb. Congrats, by the way, whatever. Hollows I actually found quite hard, but it was also really short, so that's fine. Also, this took me ages to do, because again, this in itself was harder than Dead God, getting all of the achievements for the game. Even though I used super duper I'm the dickhead cheater strats for this, still harder. And also, again, I hate this game. So my desire to play this was non-existent the entire time. I don't remember the song at all. This is terrible. Why does this song exist? Whatever. So yeah, pretty much all of this is acid water. I don't really know why. I guess for newer players it would be a thing that exists. Doesn't really exist though. It's like not even remotely difficult to deal with at all. I'm going brain dead watching this. Also, getting from the top there, like all the way to the bottom, is a lot harder than it looks like. And I was considering doing that, and then I considered not doing it, and I went with not doing it because that is much more preferable. Wow. I forgot that happened. That's incredible. How did I mess that up? Alright. This jump is AIDS. Excellent. Golgotha. Not a lot to talk about here. It's mostly a matter of baiting these little dudes out whenever you can, like in specific spots. Also timing lava and randomly appearing spikes. I don't remember this being very difficult. And again, like, nothing was particularly difficult until the future. Where'd my water go? Why'd I put it on the floor? These dudes never made anything remotely harder. It was just a matter of waiting at random locations, which was stupid. So why would you make the player just wait at random locations? Like, it didn't put any pressure on actually playing the game, didn't make anything remotely harder. It was just a thing that was there that took time. So that's good. This is easy screen, just do it quickly like that, and ta-da. I never actually used it because I was like concerned about it not counting or whatever. But at the very end when you collect the friend parts, you can actually like jump into them. Jeez, haha. You can actually like jump into the friend parts and pause midair. And the game's already saved that you've gotten them. So you can just like go quit to menu, whatever you want to do. Not just go to the next thing instantly. It's a little faster. I never did it. I don't really know why I would do that. No reason to. Literally just hold right there. That screen was horrible. I do not know how many times I died to it. Yep, here we go, finally at the future, almost. You can also press the kill yourself button while you're putting those friend pieces on, and that allows you to put the friend pieces on much faster. I didn't do that for specific reasons I won't go over. This is Anguish. I don't really like Anguish. Anguish was hard. Wasn't that hard. It was the first thing that was like actually kind of hard. It was also where you start getting to specific points that were kind of aids, mostly in English. Most screens are just like pretty hard all the way through. Screens, chapters, I mean. Are they called chapters? Just jump into that wall and hold right. Still don't have a lot to talk about. This screen was the worst thing that existed when I was playing casually. It was still kind of horrible doing this Deathless. Not nearly as bad though. Didn't have a strategy for this at all. Didn't break blocks in a specific way, just kind of did it. I don't think I ever died to that screen. So, hey. If you jump at that specific spot in a full jump, then every time. Right there, what I did was grab the ledge and then double tap the down button and hold it on the second press and hold right. I was holding right and then double tap down, hold it on the second press, and that works. Sometimes you land on the top of the block, sometimes you land on the side, you just kind of have to be prepared for that. I always did this screen in a pretty specific way. Like, all of the blocks you see me landing on, I landed on every single time, jumped off of the same way. I don't think I ever died to this screen. That's wrong, I died to this screen. Pretty sure I just walked right the hell off. That's a lot scarier than it looks. This screen was also really scary. Yeah, that screen was scary. Let's not talk about it at all. Okay. I'm pretty sure I died to Anguish 20. Gloom in particular, this is where I remember a lot of Eenox's speedrunning strats for. I didn't use all of them, obviously, because I wasn't trying to go fast, just not die. That right there is way safer than doing the level. It doesn't look like it, but all of those... If those little hooks are on the same ledge as like the top of the block, then you can just hold the down button and catch the side. I died there. I don't know how. That's the thing that I did. This screen's done in Deathless runs. And I tested it like 500,000 times, but basically right there I just do a ledge grab instantly and then jump off as soon as I possibly can, and do like the tiniest jump off that I can. And I was 100% positive that it was completely impossible to die there, and I was proven wrong. This screen is horrible. It might be a little better if you're going slower, but I could not care any less than I did. This screen is possibly my favorite screen in the game, actually. Frogs are like the best enemies that exist. Just saying. Just putting that out there. Not inconsistent at all. Always land in the same places every time. Easy game. Don't mind my pixel from death right there. I did that like several times actually. Oh yeah, another thing. I like pretty much never utilized fast fall unless I absolutely had to. Which, let me just talk about the design of that. Like, hey, your game has one cool element that's like, other games don't have fast fall. Let's literally never make the player use it at any point in time. Good job. Good job. I don't understand that at all. Pretty much every game that I play has, and it's because they're indie games, my entire library is nothing but indie games. And just about all of them have like one mechanic that are like completely unique to their game. I did a weird setup for this to get the right timing. It worked every time though, so hey. Like, pretty much every indie game I have has like one core mechanic that is used in every possible moment, and it's great and I love it. But like, this game has its one mechanic, but you don't have any reason to use it, and that sucks. Like, they could have done so much more with it. Like, yeah, if you're a speedrunner, you're gonna use it a lot more, you're gonna use it every level even, but like, I just never needed to. Also, this level in particular is the first, that's the only reason that I ever looked at Eenox's Deathless video. That level. Because I could not find a consistent setup for it. I died there. I don't know why. I did though. I actually found this. Eenox was strap binding while he was like practicing speedrunning. Like when he was initially planning on doing 80%, just lowering the time as much as possible, and I ended up finding that shred, so that makes me happy. Right here I'm waiting for the fish to leave the screen. I didn't realize that the bottom there doesn't have a wall, so I didn't realize he wouldn't exit the screen. I'm not even going to go into how messed up that sentence was compared to what I was trying to say. Anyway, Blight, I had a strategy for pretty much every screen. Some were not the greatest things ever. Like this screen, Eenox had a completely different strategy that did not use the wall jump at all. And I didn't like it at all. Because of the growy things. I think it's called Mother. It's a stupid name. Anyway. This screen is easier than it looks. Can't ledge jump over there. I don't know why. That fish can kill you, but he never killed me even during practice. Also, literally never died to this screen ever. Don't know how, don't know why. Definitely should've. I had the stupidest strat ever for that screen. But I never died to it, so hey. Also never died to this screen with this stupid strat. Literally just doing that strat because it's faster and I can't be bothered. Never died to that jump. Jump is actually much easier than it looks, thankfully. I don't remember the furthest point I died, actually. I know I died here like an idiot. That was a thing. I missed grabbing that button in practice all the time, and I never missed it on this run. I'm pretty sure I never died past that point. Past like 16. Ta-da, you can skip the level. There's a little dude in the top right. If he activates too early, like right as you go onto the screen, then just exit the screen. He just kind of does that sometimes for no reason. This right here is stupider than it looks because you actually have to wait for the skull to go down a certain amount for that jump to be possible. I don't know why I waited for all of these blocks to fall down before I jumped. I really don't. You can actually die while you're falling down there. No obstacles, you just reach a terminal velocity and the game's like, oh, you're going too fast, you must be doing a speed glitch. Death. Which, hey, good job preventing glitches in your game, but that would have been cool to have a glitch that allows you to do, like, infinite speed. Also, it would have been hard as all hell to control, so thanks for just killing the player at terminal velocity, my man. Literally just doing this has more consistency to it than it has any right to. Consistency is an object now. This is a proven fact. I'm tired. I have no idea what I'm saying. Ruin's dumb. I did Blight, Ruin, and Acceptance in the same day. Like, I was on Blight for quite a while, but I don't know. Like, once I finished Blight, it was like, okay, hardest chapter over. Let's finish this and never look at this game again. Glad I did that. Very glad I did that. This screen was stupid. I still have nothing to talk about. I've just kind of been talking, and I still don't really know what I've been talking about. I died to that. I died to that ghost right there. It makes me sad. Also, that second ghost in the middle of those two is AIDS, and I hate that. And that's like 100% jank. It could have been done so much better and so much more smoothly. Ruin in general was terrible because it was all about timing the stupid ghost things. Also, this is about as close as you can get to an auto-scroll level without actually being an auto-scroll level. Let's just wait for all of the things to get out of the way. I've never heard this part of the song, and this is disgusting. I hate this. Died to that ghost. And then this part is actually the worst part of the game, with this stupid suction pulling you to the left. There could have been a mechanic for the whole chapter or something, and it would have been more tolerable, honestly. It would have been more annoying, but more tolerable. I don't know how I saved that. Like, if you're gonna take one mechanic and apply it to the whole chapter, then sure. If you're gonna take one mechanic and apply it to 3 levels, how about you stick a rake up your ass? Anyway, had a strategy for that level that I didn't get to talk about because I was insulting people. That's fine. That jump. Right there. On a Deathless run. Eenox didn't die to that. I didn't die to that. We both should have. We didn't. Anyway. Acceptance is horrible. The more that clock ticks down, the more shaky the screen gets. And if you do it Deathless, there's pretty much no shake whatsoever. But who cares, because you're not gonna do this Deathless, you're doing this casually, most likely. In fact, there's like a 1 in a million chance that you're doing this Deathless. I don't know how many people have bought this game, I'm assuming it's an amount. And considering like 3 or 4 people have this achievement, one being me, and I cheated the hell out of everything for it, I can say that shaking to the point of not being able to see or comprehend anything, not a mechanic I'm fond of, in the slightest, actually. Also, just going back through the same chapter, because why not? Why did you come here in the first place? So that you could insult a literal dead corpse and then leave. That's the plot. That's the plot. The entire future is because the second apocalypse happened, by the way. That's also plot. I'm bored. I've been bored. At least saying that probably doesn't add to the atmosphere a whole lot. And you know what? I don't really care. Cause guess what? I finished this game, and once I post this video, I don't have to look at this game anymore. And that makes me happy under all conditions. So that's fine. I died on this screen. Just throwing that out there.